And let's talk about Donald Lemon. So apparently, I swear to Christ, a lot of you church folks, y'all cease to amaze me with the amount of stunts and shows y'all will pull in regards of some bullshit emotional distress. So apparently, remember, I don't remember, was it last month? So much crap has happened with this regime. I can't keep up with when, certain dates have happened or whatever. But Don Lemon apparently, when that whole thing was going on in what was it, Colorado? And there was a whole situation going on, protests, people had been killed by ICE, and Don Lemon only just went down there to report the news because at the end of the day, even though he no longer works at CNN, he is still a journalist. So he was doing his journalistic duties. Only difference is he's independent now. He's not cut to some corporation that's going to make him have to spew a certain narrative because they don't want to piss a certain regime off. Because y'all know how Trump get when the truth get out there. All of a sudden they lying, fake news. He want to sue, and instead of these corporations fighting him on his frivolous bullshit, they comply. And then it makes it look like, oh well, he was right all along. When I'm like, throwing money at a nuisance is not going to solve the problem. You're just putting a band-aid on a much bigger wound. So when he went down, oh, it was Minnesota. I don't know why I said I was thinking Colorado, but no, it was Minnesota. Um, so yeah, then after that whole situation with the pastor, because apparently the pastor at that church was aiding and abetting, and I think he was also a member of ICE. So once he was exposed, they was protesting him. Now one of the churchgoers is claiming, "Oh, she has emotional distress, and I want to sue because you had the unmitigated gall to to interrupt my moment of worship." So a woman who claimed to have been attending service during the Minnesota church protest, and she probably gonna have to prove that too, covered by Don Lemon last month, is now suing Lemon and other protesters, saying that she suffered severe emotional distress as a result of the incident. Don Lemon had churchgoer, it's Doucette, and Doucette, but I'm gonna call her Ann Douchette, because that's what it looked like. Appropriate name for a Karen, claimed in a lawsuit filed Monday that protests unlawfully interfered with her ability to freely exercise her religion and resulted in severe emotional distress, fear, anxiety, and trauma. All the things that religion teaches you to be emotionally distressed, fearful of the unknown, keeps you straight up anxious and traumatized. If that wasn't the case, then why did David Archuleta have to come out and write a book? Okay. So if you want to talk about religion and its bullshit amenities, we can go there. So Lemon documented an anti-ICE protest that took place at a January 18th church service led by the church pastor David Easterwood, an alleged ICE field officer, following the fatal pow-powing of Renee Good. Douchette was in attendance during the protest and claimed in her lawsuit that the independent journalist did not simply live stream the event, but that he appeared to take satisfaction in the disruption. It's called doing your job, dummy. But she probably wouldn't know about that. She added that one protester said on social media that they assisted Lemon with logistics and local contacts in support of the operation. The former CNN anchor was arrested January 30th and charged with one count of conspiracy, which to me was a violation of his right to free speech. So they said with one count of conspiracy against the right to religious freedom at a place of worship and one count of interfering with the exercise of the right of religious freedom. He pleaded not guilty to the charges and insisted that he exercise his right to the First Amendment, exactly, which is what he did as a member of the free press. It's like if there's something going on, if you go in the middle of chaos, you have to report it. Anderson Cooper made a whole career out of going in the middle of crazy things going on and addressing it and covering it. The former CNN anchor, they said the churchgoer also listed activists Nakima Armstrong, Chantel Allen, William Kelly, Jamel Lundy, Traherne Cruz, and I'm sure they're probably all black, Georgia Fort, and Jerome Richardson as defendants in the suit. She is seeking an unspecified amount for the claimed damages. Okay, I'm not going to read this shit no more. First of all, girl, did you pull a muscle with that big ass reach you just did? Because I'm just gonna throw this out. They can look at her like, is this bitch for real? That's literally what I would do as a judge. Like, are you really up in here wasting my time on this foolishness? But if she gets something like a MAGA judge, I wouldn't put it nothing past him that he would probably grant her whatever. Because I just saw a story that there was, and this is how crazy of the nation we live in. There was a story that I saw on Facebook, if I can remember exactly where it was. There, it was a guy, a kid, a black kid, who was apparently forced to drink. Well, they gave him apple juice that him and a bunch of other kids peed in. The kid went and drank it, and the mother took them to court to sue them over this whole because they filmed it and they put it on social media and used it as a way to bully him. And then what I have found out what the whole story was, so instead of the white kid, oh, so that's what it is. Now let me look because I was finding, I was trying to stall. So yeah, I saw this on social media. So they said a group of white boys harassed, taunt, abused a black kid. And this is in Florida, by the way, so y'all should be surprised. A group of white boys harassed, taunt, abused a black kid for almost 2 years. They urinated in a cup, mixed it with apple juice, and filmed themselves making him drink it. They shared the video online to bully him. One of the white boys' dad then sued the black boy's mother for speaking out about it and calling the boys who did it racist. Oh, yeah, I did hear about this story. And guess what? The motherfucker wound up getting $3.2 million for what? Your son is a bully. He picked on this kid. They harassed him for 2 years, probably being all kinds of racist. And white people could just harass people all they want, and you get rewarded 3.5, like almost $3.5 million. Like, what fucking multiverse are we living in at this point? Where being an asshole and being a bigot and being just some opportunistic grifter gets you farther in life than people who actually are well-rounded human beings that just want to do right by themselves and just get by in the day. I'm not saying you just gotta just like and then just like trying to live your life as whatever, but why is it that it seems like all the assholes are getting away with murder? Everybody's they're the ones winning right now, while the rest of us are just sort of like those of us who do the right thing. We're jailed, you're taken out and killed, and all kinds of other crazy shit. It just the twisted, psychotic world in which we live in, where assholes and rapists, child abusers, molesters, all being rewarded for their overall stupidity. It's just a shame and it's unfortunate. And I just feel like this case is bullshit. And I can't even say, I could just see the judge literally looking at him like, and I'll speak in my own language. Bitch, are you serious with this shit? I'll tell you, some of these religious people, y'all are just batshit crazy for real. So, I don't know if Don has talked about this situation, but I did know that he mentioned that he won an NAACP Image Award. So congratulations to him on that. Also, SZA got an award and Cardi B got a NAACP award. So I know he was celebrating that because the NAACP Awards is this week. But he did mention that he won, so that's a good thing. But I don't know if he's mentioned since this story has come out, because I haven't watched the show, um, about this ridiculous lawsuit that he's probably just laughing at as we speak. So I'll say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story in regards of Don Lemon being sued by a Minnesota churchgoer who said basically that you disturbed my moment of worship. Now I need you to pay me for my pain, your fake ass performative pain, your grifting ass pain. So let me know what you guys think of this ridiculous story in the comments down below.